Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Firdaus bin Musa, and today I will be presenting my project, which is called Teratai Gombak's Art and Craft Handiwork Center. So, what is Teratai? Teratai is originated from the Malaysia native flower, which is bunga teratai, which is a prominent motif to the Malay traditional wood carving. From wall panels to louvers, bunga teratai motif has been favored by most Malay traditional wood carvers, including my client, Mr. Zarid Abdullah. This building is designed to provide my client, Mr. Zarid Abdullah, a well-experienced wood carver, a craft center with well-equipped facilities integrated with unique yet simple design aspects. Design elements such as fluidity and hierarchy provide a strong main in achieving this design. Moving on to the key and location plan. The site of this project is located at Kampung Sungai Pusu, which is located in Gombak, Selangor. It is situated near a small village with a peaceful and serene environment, as the village is located at a hilly area. For the precedent studies, firstly, I studied about Tam Long Bay Gallery, designed by MIA Architects, located in Vietnam, with an area of 1,288 square meters. I studied how the architect applied the implementation of landscape boxes, as well as the use of long openings to create the connection between people and view outside. Next is CZ Carving Art Studio, designed by Yeru Peru Architects, which is located in China, with an area of 2,150 square meters. This study provided me with the information and understanding on the application on how concrete structures can be used for the design, and also how to improve the natural ventilation and daylighting for the building. The last precedent study is Complex Craft Kuala Lumpur, designed by HAS Sedan Berhad, located in Malaysia, with an area of 44,667 square meters. I studied how the architect uses the Malay traditional concept into the design, as well as the implementation of building materials that are suitable to go with this concept. Moving on to the first case study, which is glue laminated timber. Glue laminated timber is one of the famous building materials, since it is only one of the strongest among others, but it is also capable of generating large pieces and unique shapes. Hence, it gives more benefits for the building compared to other building materials. The second case study focuses on wood preservatives for glue-lam materials. The study explained how wood preservatives help to provide the right environment, as well as good care for the quality of the glue-lam material and structure. My last case study is about suitable lighting for a wood carving center. The study emphasizes the best type of both lighting, natural lighting and artificial lighting. Celestary is the best natural lighting, since it helps to increase the amount of daylighting inside the building, at the same time reducing glass. While highlighting is the best artificial lighting, because it ensures the optimal display conditions are being achieved. Moving on to the site synthesis. Based on the site analysis, there are two known wind directions coming from the northwest and southwest. The site is surrounded with good views, best being towards the hilly areas in the northeast. From here, we can also see the sun path, and there is an indication for good sounds coming from both the northwest and northeast as well. From here, what I can synthesize is that the building should also be oriented towards the site factors such as the wind direction, and to capture the stunning surrounding vistas. Besides that, improve natural cooling to the building, as the site is located at hilly areas. Lastly, propose shading devices or overhangs to provide sun shading and daylighting access into the building. This is the diagrams to simplify the site synthesis. Moving on to the space planning. On the ground floor, the zoning is categorized as public, as most of the spaces are accessible by visitors. On the first floor, the zoning is categorized as semi, because some of the spaces are only for staff use and are restricted for visitors to enter. On the second floor, The zoning is categorized as public because the exhibition space is accessible to all users. This is the spatial organization diagram that is constructed based on the considerations of the previous precedent studies. The building is categorized into 6 components, which are education, commercial, recreation, administration, production, and supporting spaces. For the concept, this design is inspired by movements of Awan Larat motif. The Awan Larat motif is the most honored in appreciation of the Malay traditional wood carvings. And for that, I believe that Awan Larat pattern also can be translated architecturally, which is curvilinear, fluidity, and radial. By looking at the pattern, we can identify that the movement of Awan Larat starts with one node, which is known as punca benih or punca ibu, and connects with another node by using its root. Thus, the exploration of the Awan Larat movement is applied into the design. Next is the design process. Firstly, the initial shape of the design is imitating the side shape, which is rectangular and oriented towards the best view. The shape is then divided into 2 parts to differentiate between its privacy level and the functions for each space. Then, both of the shapes started to rotate to create an opening space emerging the building to the surrounding context. Once the rotation is completed, a pivot appears and thus acts as the focal point of the form itself. The form started to evolve into a more panoramic state, maximizing the surrounding views. The building is then elevated to improve the natural cooling system and to avoid any wild animals from entering the building. The pivot part of the building is elevated, attracting the visitors to enter the building and thus giving a sense of grand and welcoming. Lastly, levels are added to differentiate the privacy level of each space, and overhangs are added as shading devices to the building. Moving on to the site plan. From here, we can see that there are 5 parking spaces at the left side for staff use, 6 parking spaces and 1 disabled parking at the right side for public use. The drop-off point is located at the main entrance for quick and easy access. The loading bay is located at the back side of the building, hidden from the public, and the overall circulation within the site. Moving on to the floor plans of the building, starting with the ground floor. Upon entering the building, the first area we step in is known as the exhibition and lobby of the building. The area here is one of the main areas for this building, as it is able to fit a number of people, and the spaces here are integrated with one another, creating a large connecting volume from the ground floor to the second floor that is connected with ramps for accessibility on each individual floor. From here, we can proceed towards the left wing, where we will reach the studio and workshop. At the end of this left wing is the archive room, which is mainly used for machines and timber supply storage. From here, we can either return back to the lobby, or we can go to the right wing by accessing through the central courtyard, which is an act of design to bring nature and natural elements within the building itself. On the right wing, the areas here are mostly arranged and targeted for public use, as this area consists of the musalla and toilets for both male and female. Moving on to the first floor. As we go up the ramp, we will reach the second part of the exhibition area that is designed with open spaces to provide natural lighting, ventilation, and a good view of the hilly areas. As we make our way through the exhibition, we will enter the cafe areas where we can sit down for a quick stop and rest. From here, we can either go to the left wing, which will take you towards the private spaces. The pantry here acts as a division between the public and private spaces of the building. On the left wing is where the office, admin office, and client's personal lounge are located. From the left wing, we can again either go back to the main area or simply cross to the right wing by accessing the bridge between the two wings. On the right wing of the first floor is where the souvenir shop and library are located. At the end of the wing is also where the staff toilets are situated. In terms of services, there is a long ramp provided for the use of loading and unloading since most of the areas on this floor are in need of regular restock and services. Besides that, the staff of this center can also utilize this ramp to reach their working areas without being interrupted by any public visitors. Last but not least is the second floor. As we go further up the ramp, we will reach a grand gesture of the center, which is the open outdoor lookout area that are fitted with massive, magnificent carvings made from selected woods that circulate the highest point of the building. Not only that, the area in the middle are installed with custom double-glazed glasses to provide that jaw-dropping view towards the wood carvings, highlighted by the natural light as you make your way to the top. Here is an overview showing the view towards the Teratai Arts and Craft Handiwork Center. These are the elevations and section cuts of the building where the facade of the buildings and structure of the building can clearly be seen. East elevation and south elevation. West elevation and north elevation. Section XX and section YY. Moving on to the next board, which shows the 3D diagram of water supply and sanitary, consisting of the washroom situated on 2 floors, the pantry area and the kitchen area of the cafe on the first floor consisting of 1 sink each. On the ground floor, the washroom consists of 2 toilets and 2 sinks each for both male and female, where one of the toilets is designed for special use. On the first floor, the washroom consists of 1 toilet for each gender and a shared sink situated outside for staff use. These are some of the interiors of the center, showing the view towards the exhibition area, designing studio, and workshop area. For the construction details, the type of foundation used is deep strip foundation with glulam timber with steel connectors as the main support and structure of the building. The building also uses the design implementation of double pitch roof integrated with Malay traditional roof ends, double glazed windows, timber frame connectors, and elevated floor slabs with supports for the ground floor, which services lines can be easily arranged and mounted from there. The building also uses mostly exposed timber beams and joists as well as steel beam truss to support the upper floors and most of the extended decking areas. Last but not least are the overall board composition, construction model, and the final model. You can refer to the slides which will be provided later on for a better visual. I believe that is all from me. Thank you and Assalamualaikum.